Thursday night football is almost here. We've got the plays, we've got the player props, we've got the man with the plan, SniperWes. Welcome to the player prop drop for your Thursday night football. I'm your host, Allie Burns. This is Picks and Parlays. Now, last week we made you guys some money. Okay, Jesse Shull went 4-1. Freaking Terry Edelman went 3-2, and this guy SniperWes on this very show you're watching now went 4-1 with his player prop plays. How's it going, Wes? Thanks for coming back to the show.
Oh, my pleasure. Hopefully we go 5-0 this time. I have 5 more plays for everybody, and it's a great time of year. You know, a lot of sports going on, a lot of ways to make money, but we will talk football on this podcast because that is what the fans want to hear.
Yep, that's what they're here for, my friend. Okay, so we're looking at the Thursday night football game. This is going to be the Eagles at the Giants. Now, both of these teams are coming off a loss. Eagles just had a home loss to the Broncos. The Giants lost to the lowly Saints. Saints got their first win of the season. The line on this one is the Eagles -7. It's moved up to a 7.5. The total on this one was a 40.5. That's coming from a 42.5. So it's moving kind of towards the under. We're not really here to look at the total. We are going to make a play on the side and then give you 4 player props for this game. Wes, kick it off. Who do you like? The Eagles -7 or the Giants +7.5?
We got that hook on there, right? That very important hook. But so here's the deal. I think the reason that the Giants lost to the Saints is because they came off that super emotional win over the Chargers, right? The Chargers were undefeated at the time. It was a huge win for Jackson Dart and Brian Dable. And what happened? They went into New Orleans and they had a big letdown, right?
Yep.
Now, the Eagles, they're coming off a loss, right? It's their first loss of the season. So
Yep.
I think they want to bounce big time here. It's a divisional rivalry. It's Thursday night football. It's prime time. I think they are going to do quite well here, Allie. I think they are actually going to get the passing game going. So there's been a lot of press and media about A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith and Jalen Hurts not all on the same page and everything. I think this is the game they bust out and they actually have a good game through the air as opposed to the ground. Philly can pass the ball. It's not whether they can or not because they get to the Super Bowl and Jalen Hurts has amazing performances every time they get to the Super Bowl. So they can do it. It's just a matter of them wanting to turn the keys on in the ignition and actually doing it. I think they're going to do that here. I think the passing game is going to do quite well. And I think they win this game. I think they win this by about 10 points. So I have no problem laying the 7.5 here. Give me the Eagles fly, Eagles fly.
All right. Holy moly. Well, yeah, and one of the big storylines you kind of keep hearing is that Jalen Hurts isn't really throwing the ball. You know, that he's a great quarterback. They're winning all their games, but and I think even in one of our last prop drops, it was Jalen Hurts under on his throwing yards, you know. So I get where you're going with this, though. This looks just like a bounce back spot. And I think your player props that we're going to talk about are kind of doubling down on your play on the Eagles. First guy we're going to talk about is A.J. Brown. He's a wide receiver for the Eagles. You're looking at his receiving yards here. So that's Hurts throwing the ball to him. What do you got going on this one?
Well, you know, as I stated just now, I think the Eagles try to pass the ball. Therefore, I think the receivers probably do quite well here. Looking at the total number, it was 63.5 yesterday. It went to 64.5 overnight. Whoop-de-doo, 1 yard, not a big deal. But it does, you know, say at least it's not moving down, right? It's moving up. So He's probably going to have a good game here. If you remember a couple weeks ago before that Broncos game, he was actually pouting on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it about maybe leaving the team or whatever. And then they did try to get him involved. They targeted him a lot. In fact, they tried to hit him on a 9 route. He was wide open. They missed him by 1 yard. It would have been a 50 or 60-yard touchdown pass. And that could have impacted the game. Maybe they won that game, you know, 1 yard makes all the difference. Ask Jimmy Garoppolo, right? So I think AJ has a great game here. I think he is going to get targeted. I think he is going to go over 63.5 receiving yards.
Okay, so let's check out their other big wide receiver, Devonta Smith. We've got him over 64.5 receiving yards. Over 50.5 receiving yards. Has that number moved around a little bit also, or is it sticking the same?
Yeah, no, it has. So it was 47.5 yesterday, went up to 50.5, which leads me to believe, I don't know if it's sharp money, I don't know if it's public money, but it's moving up, which means people think he is going to get involved. One thing to remember about Devonta, because AJ is such a beast, right? He is a fantastic receiver. So defenses roll the coverage over to him, which leaves Devonta one-on-one a lot. He was targeted 10 times in that game versus the Broncos. He was targeted more than AJ. I think AJ was targeted 10 times and Devonta was targeted 10. Why? Because AJ's getting a lot of attention on the other side of the field, right? So I think Devonta has a good game here. Like I said, I think they get the passing game going, which means the wide receivers are going to do well. And give me over 50.5. It's moving up, and I agree with the move. Over 50.5 for Devonta Smith.
Okay, so let's talk about quarterbacks. Now, we already touched on Jalen Hurts. I know that this number opened at a minus 140, and now it's down to a minus 130. Talk to me about quarterback Jalen Hurts. What do you like with him?
Yeah. So it's anytime TD, right? Just for him to get in the end zone. So it's actually moving down. It was minus 140 yesterday. It's minus 130 now. I think it's moving the wrong way in this particular scenario. It's still juicy, right? Minus 130 is a little juicy for me, but sometimes, Allie, the juice is worth the squeeze, right? So this is really all about the tush push. If Philly gets the ball at the 2-yard line, even maybe the 3 or the 2 or the 1, they're going to tush push once. They're going to tush push twice, 3 times if they need. He's going to score a touchdown. So if the ball just falls in that area, he's going to score a TD. Not to mention the fact if he gets to the 7, the 8, the 9-yard line, he could easily scramble for a touchdown too. So minus 130, there's a lot of value there. So give me Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, minus 130.
So let's switch over to the other side. Quarterback Jackson Dart. He's a rookie, really had that crazy play at the end of the last game. But you've got him not for touchdowns, but for rushing yards. Tell me what you like about Jackson Dart in this one.
Yeah, so, no Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is their star wide receiver. He's out for the season. Jackson Dart did have him against the Chargers, but even when he had him against the Chargers in that game for the first half, he was tucking the ball and running it. And that's what rookie wide receivers do, Allie. They don't go through their progressions. You're supposed to look route number 1, route number 2, route number 3, then maybe tuck it and run it, throw it away, whatever you have to do. But Jackson was looking at Malik and then he was running. That's what he did in high school too. That's what he did at Ole Miss. He's kind of he's very athletic. So he's used to relying on his legs. And he's going to scoot. I think he's going to scoot here again. He ran for 55 yards against the Chargers. He ran for 44 against the Saints. And so it's actually gone down, which is a little bit worrisome. It was 39.5 yesterday. It's 35.5 now. So people all of a sudden think he's not going to scramble. But that Philly defensive line, they're going to get after him. So he's going to tuck and run here. And I like him to rush all over the field. He's going to scoot when he has to. And they might even design some running plays for him too, because he is very athletic. So you're going to be Jackson Dart over 35.5 rushing yards.
I like that. I like that angle a lot. Nice analysis as always, Wes. Really nice breakdown. Guys, we are going to do a quick little recap, but before we do, I want to remind you guys, like and subscribe. Give us that thumbs up button. Ring the bell for notifications. We need subscriptions at our Picks and Parlays YouTube channel, and give us a follow on X at Picks Parlays. If you're looking for more of this guy, SniperWes, you can find him on picksandparlays.net. He's one of our expert handicappers. And don't forget about our Weekend Warrior Pass. It's $49 for all the football plays on Saturday and Sunday, only $49. And you can select SniperWes as your handicapper to get that pass with. Then as a bonus, they're giving you all the Monday plays as well. Wes, tell the people what they can find when they buy your premium plays over at picksandparlays.net.
Well, talking about other sports, I'm absolutely destroying the UFC this year. I'm probably one of the best UFC cappers on the website. CFL, you probably don't pay attention to Canadian Football League too much, all of you watching this out there, but there's money to be made there, and I've been doing quite well over there as well. NFL, I went last week. I think I went 5-3, not the best week, still profitable on the season. College football has been great. I'm a very high volume capper. If you get my 3-day pass right now, you're going to get hockey, you're going to get CFL, you're going to get NFL, you're going to get college football, you're going to get baseball, you're going to get WNBA. You have so much action, you won't know what to do with yourself. So find me over at picksandparlays.net, the number one sports consultant in the business. And thanks again for having me on, Allie. Always a pleasure coming on.
Thanks for making us all that money last time around. Let's make some more money on this Thursday Night Football. Guys, if you're looking for more of me, find me at Plus Money Honey. You guys have a great weekend, and let's make some money with SniperWes.